We are back. You know, Suzanne, if you're listening, I didn't ask you one of the most important questions, which was about pizza, and I won't give that away because Dr. Laura Hobbs is in the studio, so I don't want her being prepared for that. But Suzanne, you do owe me an answer, and we will talk about that later. Okay, Dr. Laura Hobbs, thank you for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
You betcha. All right, we're going to jump right in. How long have you been in Shasta County?
Well, I've been here almost 3 years. I was born and raised in San Luis Obispo County, which is about 4 hours south of the Bay Area. My grandparents in 1950 settled a ranch out there in rural San Luis Obispo County, and they lived behind a 2 mile dirt road. So I'm very familiar with living in rural areas that have lots of natural beauty and plenty of open space. And we love this area. We moved here for health reasons and also because I have family here. My mom and my sister also live here.
Great. Okay, so why are you running for Shasta County Supervisor District 2?
Well, I'm running because for far too long we've left our government over to career politicians, to people who have let us down time and time again, people who we thought had our best interest in mind but voted against us, people that we would consider rhinos, and other people who have a career in mind rather than the best interest of the people.
Okay, so what are your main priorities, maybe like your top three?
Well, my top three would be, let's see, I have this already set up for you. Um, Sorry. So my main issues are no windmills, and I know this isn't District 3. I mean, it is in District 3, it's not District 2, which is my district. But they plan to roll this out in other areas too. They're starting with Round Mountain, but they have plans for Bali and for McLeod, and they want to continue to fill this area, this whole county, and turn it into a huge wind farm. And the problem, this is just an example of the state overreach, the tyrannical state government that's going against what local and county governments want. We passed an ordinance against it. We decided that we didn't want it, and then the state went ahead and pushed SB 205, saying we're going to go for it anyway, saying the California State Energy Commission gets to decide, and we're going to say no. These are 600 feet high monstrosities. The wingspan, our blade span, is 200 feet across. If you think of the courthouse across from the Board of Supervisors building, that's 100 feet. So now think of 600 feet high, and you're not able to fight fires above these. I've seen videos of these things spontaneously combusting, and they're full of petrochemicals to lubricate the turbines. It's just a big mess, and we don't want it in our county. We cannot have it, and I'm very supportive of the lawsuit that's now going forth from the county and from the Pitt River tribe to say we're not going to allow that. We're going to stand up against it.
Okay, that's the first priority. What's your second or third?
Okay, well, no mask mandates and absolutely no vaccine mandates. We were fooled. We were told a big lie. It wasn't what they said it was. We are, I mean, some of us were fooled more than others. I'll just say that. But we cannot, as a county, ever go for such a thing again. We have to assert our rights, and even if the state is saying, "Oh, it's law, and this virus is even more dangerous than COVID, and this one's lethal," we know the lies they tell. We're not going to fall for them again. And if that means creating county ordinances like some that were passed last year to say, "Hey, this isn't going to happen next time," then I'm all for that. And if it means filing a lawsuit to assert our rights, yes, we need to do that too. So yeah, that's another big one. I have many examples of state overreach.
Give me a third priority for
Okay.
with the position of supervisor, and maybe something really that jurisdictionally you can sink your teeth into as a supervisor.
Well, we need fair elections. We have an absolute right to know that our vote was counted accurately. We need absolutely no machines, no electronic poll books. We need hand-counted elections at the precincts with paper poll books. We have that within our rights. There are actually codes already in law that assert our ability to do that. I'll say that California, out of all the states in the union, their constitution has some of the strongest plenary rights, which go to the counties, which is an absolute right for the county to assert itself as they wish. So, for the will of the people to be heard, we need to have fair elections and nothing else. None of the other issues that I deeply care about locally can be adequately looked at until we can have that very basic right to express our voice.
Okay. Uh, do you view Shasta County as a suburban or rural county, and why?
I view it as a rural county because there's no big cities next to us. I mean, we're, what, quite a ways from San Francisco. There's nothing really close to us north of us either. So we are an urban area. You have to look at more than just the population size. You need to look at the infrastructure. We don't have any large buildings. The biggest building probably, I don't know, is the courthouse or the jail. I'm not sure, one or the other. We're not we're not a suburban area.
Okay. I've asked each of the candidates, sorry, that come in today about an issue that was District 2 related. This is a little bit, this like is the maybe tip of your district, more so for sure than District 1. But give me some examples or thoughts you have about the water issue facing Shasta County in our region.
Okay, I will do that, but can I just finish with the suburban versus rural?
Sure. Absolutely.
I feel like if we were classified as a rural county instead of a suburban county, then we could have some more control over the wages, because I believe that we were unfairly classified as suburban so that the top executives could get a pay raise. And I wonder about the legitimacy of that. But you asked me about water.
Oh, yeah.
water
No,
issues.
I'm sorry. Yeah, absolutely. I want to make sure we just get through the questions.
Yeah.
So yes, water. Are you going to any of these water board meetings, and what's your experience in dealing with water issues and water rights issues?
Well, I'm very unhappy about the way that they dealt with the acid canal, only getting 18% of their water rights. People's wells went dry. They had no ability to drill a deeper well. There was no water below, and plus they were hitting bedrock. It's unconscionable, the amount of business and agriculture. $17 million in agriculture in that area that was just washed away because they didn't fight for the rights, their own water rights, to be maintained. They used false pretenses, saying it was the worst drought ever. If you look at the precipitation and the rainfall, it's been that low before in the past, and that canal did not go dry. So they really let the people down. I hope that they do sue and that they're properly compensated because, quite frankly, I know there was some issues about the dispersal of the water, but the fact that they only dispersed 18% was the problem. They needed to fight against that.
Okay, great. Charter County, yes or no?
Absolutely, yes. I do believe the citizens need to vote on that, and it should be, you should proceed with a certain amount of cautions because you don't want to give the Board of Supervisors too many rights that could then be used against you if the board composition changes. So this, I think the way that we're proceeding is cautious and wise to just take it one step at a time, put one item on there at a time, let the people decide. Absolutely, Gavin Newsom should not be appointing the predecessor. If we have a recall, we the people get to choose our own representatives.
Yeah, and just yeah, absolutely. But it's not specific to Newsom. It's any governor. Any governor.
Right.
Yeah,
exactly. Any
exactly.
governor.
So okay, let me ask you. I'm going to skip this one. I'm looking here to see. Okay, term limits. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. The give me your social media handles because I don't think we tackled that at the beginning, and I want to make sure we don't forget that. So, what are your
Sure.
social media handles? How can people get a hold of you? Do you have any events coming up?
Yes. I have a fundraiser coming up on February 27th. You can buy tickets on my website, which is votelaurahobbs.com, LauraHobbs. From my my website. You can find my Facebook and my Instagram just by clicking on those. You'll also find a ton of content that tells you where I stand on local issues and see my previous work in the community. And also, I have town halls coming up as well. My next one is on Wednesday, January 17th at the Reading Public Library between 5:30 and 7:30.
Okay, and you say that date and time again?
Wednesday, January 15th
Okay,
between 5:30 and 7:30.
Wednesday, January 15th.
Yes.
Wednesday, January 15th.
Oh, sorry, January 17th.
Okay, that's
January 17th.
I was like,
sorry.
because I've got RCRC this week, and I'm thinking,
no.
I think
Sorry,
my dates
didn't
are
write
wrong.
that
Okay,
down.
no, it's great. Okay, in 2 minutes, and that is 120 seconds. I messed that up last time. Give me in 2 minutes. Why should somebody vote for Dr. Laura Hobbs, District 2, on March 5th?
Well, because I'm the only 100% MAGA America First candidate for our district who's not afraid to say it and put it all on all of my signs. I'm not a career politician. I'm not using Shasta County as a stepping stone to higher office. And I'm an average citizen who wants to make Shasta great again.
Okay, I appreciate that. And we do have, a couple more minutes. Is there anything that I want to make sure that I give you the time I gave everybody else? And one thing about this format is each of you have said things I would love to just press into, but I'm not, this isn't Maury Povich or Jerry Springer. This is really about you guys. So I don't, and it's different. I got to tell you, sitting on this side is way different than being over there as a candidate. Because even just having a year in office, especially the year I've had, I have a way different view about this process. So is there anything else you'd like to share? I know you've got quite a bit of notes there.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Sure. I want full transparent governance and a full forensic audit, including all counties of government, especially Health and Human Services, our biggest expenditure, and then the ROV office to look both at the finances and the efficiency of our government. I think we need to lower county impact fees, and I congratulate you for
Lower them. You can't get lower than zero.
Get rid of them, right? I'm sorry, but
Sorry.
we got
Your time, not mine.
No, you're good. We got rid of the new growth impact fees, but there's other impact fees that we could look at reducing or getting rid of, depending on the circumstances.
Correct.
I think we need to fight against SB2, which is a state-wide law trying to limit when and where we can carry weapons. I believe in the Second Amendment right to keep and bear arms, and the right of a well-organized militia.
Okay.
And
I have one more question for you, because
Okay.
I want to make sure we stay with the time. It's the biggest I got you. It's going to probably make the pit in your stomach turn. But does pineapple belong on pizza or no?
yes, absolutely.
Oh, man. And again, Suzanne, I have to ask you, because I'd like to hear the tiebreaker on that. Dan says, he just says no. You say yes. I'm a Hawaiian person. My son, if he sees pineapple on a piece of pizza, it's in the trash. I'm a Hawaiian pizza guy. I love it. And so, Dr. Laura Hobbs, thank you for coming on. Thank you for your time. Thank you for, again, just making the time, being so accommodating. You went third. And so thank you.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.